Hi everyone, it's Vicky and Minnie. Yes, we have a friend staying at our house, more of a house guest than a foster. Let me explain to you about her, and then we'll talk about my Eddie. Because if I talk about my Eddie first, we're not going to make it through this video. So, this is Minnie. And Minnie is an 11-year-old rat terrier, you can tell. She was always a black and white rat terrier, though. She didn't have the gray tricolor like Eddie and some of the others have had. Minnie was being boarded at my vet's. She was there about 2 weeks, I think, when I dropped off Eddie and Bella for boarding while we went on our cruise. And she was in the playpen next to them. And from my understanding, she gave him great comfort. She laid next to the edge of the playpen, next to where they connect. They're like baby gated kind of material between them and their big playpens. And oh, you want to sit down? She wants to lay down. She was awake. I mean, she was asleep. I woke her up. See? I just woke her up. Anyway, Minnie's story. Minnie's parents are undergoing some mobility issues. Sorry, I should. How are we going to do this, Min? She's wanting to walk around now. Her parents were undergoing some mobility issues. Her dad is in a scooter and has portable oxygen. And mom had a knee injury, a couple years ago. She's sweet. Had a knee injury a couple years ago, and she has reoccurring problems with it. And I'm going to put her down. I think I have dog hair on my lipstick. Anyway, and she's having a problem with it right now. And they happen to live in a mobile home park. So it's not like we are so lucky, so blessed, because we have a fenced-in backyard, albeit a very small backyard. It's a yard. And we have a dog door that leads out to it. We also have another dog door that leads into the screen porch. So if for any reason a dog were ever accidentally locked outside, like we went somewhere and we didn't realize there was a dog out there, and that has happened. It happened with Lonnie. But anyway, then they can, and it were to rain or something, they can still get into the screen porch. Plus, when we're out on the screen porch, they like to come in there too, so they can go in and out then. But anyway, as far as Minnie goes, they don't have any of that, so they have to walk Minnie, which is difficult if you're have some mobility issues, to make sure you're able to walk a dog. Like, I don't know how many times you have to walk a dog, probably like 3 times a day. But anyway, so that's why Minnie was in boarding. Well, they also, I guess the mom was kind of distraught, thinking, well, we may not ever be able to take care of Minnie, because she has this reoccurring problem. And she was thinking of, she mentioned, I guess, to my vet text that maybe she needs to put her in foster care. And so they immediately thought of me, because I bring so many, rat terrier fosters there. Well, I shouldn't say so many. Some people bring a lot more than me, but I have brought some. And anyway, so they said, well, you know what? We have somebody who's involved in rat terrier rescue. Let's talk to them, yada, yada. And so they talked to me. And we were just leaving on vacation. We were just dropping off Eddie and Bella. And so we said, well, we're going on vacation. Let me have a week to think about it, because we're thinking a third dog in the house, I talked to Jerry and said, I just feel that this kind of meant to be. So what I did is I called up Minnie's mom and said, rather than make her a foster, because I don't think she totally understood what foster meant. I said, if in my case, fostering is if you would turn her over to Rat-Bone Rescues. If you do, she is no longer your dog. You can't just say, oh, okay, it's been 6 weeks, my knee is healed. So I said, what it sounds like you need is some respite, and I'm willing to provide that to you. That we'll take Minnie into our home, treat her like our dog, not like a foster. Well, I treat my fosters the same as my dog, but we won't be listing her on the website trying to get her a rehome. We won't be, doing the medical, because the lady agreed to take care of her medical if she has any. that sort of thing. So it's more like she's a house guest. It's more like what it is. Now, when they first brought her out, she had been there 2 weeks when we dropped off our dogs, and so we picked ours up with it. So she was 3 weeks in the boarding. And when they brought her out, she was very excited. She saw this pickup truck. She was so excited. She gets in with us. She starts licking me. I roll out the window, and all of a sudden, she realizes I'm not who she thinks she is. We are. And it turns out her family has a pickup truck as well. And so I think she thought she was getting in the truck with her family. Well, as soon as she realized that, she's trying to get out the window. You know, she's hitting her head on the window, scratching the window. And she's freaked out that this isn't who she thinks it is. And she's making a lot of noise on the way home. Fortunately, we live, you know, very close to our vet. And so we get her home, and she's very afraid of us. She has lived, she's 11 years old. She has lived, I'm not sure if they got her at a couple years old, or if they got her at 7 weeks. She told me some stories, and I kind of have forgotten. But basically, she was very young. She has lived her life with them mostly, and she's very attached to them, especially the man. So she was pretty distraught when she first got here. But, you know, I'm used to working with some dogs who have a little bit of emotional baggage. So now we're at a point where she, you know, she definitely loves me. I don't know, she likes Jerry, but I think I'm definitely her favorite person. You know, I saw pictures that they sent. I've been sending pictures to them and, you know, asking about her and keeping, you know, open contact with her owners. They sent pictures of her sitting on the scooter with her dad, you know, so I really hope that they're able to take her back. If they are not able to take her back, then their choices would be to, you know, turn her over to a rescue or somebody who can rehome her. You know, I work with rat bone rescues. I've mentioned that before. I don't think I would want to put her on that site because of her age. I don't think that she would, the chances of her getting adopted are pretty low. Plus, it's taken her probably 5 days to get used to us, really. Maybe when we were gone today, we were gone this morning. It's the first time we've ever left them alone, her alone, since we've been here. But we had to. We had, you know, things we had to do. So we were out of the house like 4 hours, and she was just overwhelmingly happy that we were home. She just, I don't know what she went through her mind, but she obviously had some concerns. So I don't think at her age that I'd really like to do anything I can do to help them not, you know, have to rehome her for her sake. So what I told her is if she is not able to take care of Minnie, then if they decide that and they need to rehome her, that we would take her. I'm assuming they would rehome her with me. But, you know, I did make that offer that I could foster her through Ratbone, although now after getting to know her, I'm kind of reconsidering that. Or she could live with us. Or we could just have an arrangement where, you know, they have her, and as their needs arise, maybe we can offer them respite whenever we can. Although we do plan on moving. I've mentioned that before, I think. We haven't really gotten into it, but anyway. So that could present a problem, so Minnie at the moment is a house guest. I hope her never to be a foster, and she does have the potential to become our dog. That's the short story.